Now, stock market is a place where investors connect to buy different shares of companies listed in the stock exchange. For a company or for you to be able to buy shares of a company, it must be listed on the stock exchange. Locally, we've got the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. In the US, they've got the New York Stock Exchange, where those that connect and want to buy public listed companies, they go and buy in the stock exchange, or they go and buy companies that are listed in that specific stock exchange. Though investing in the stock market can seem to be daunting, but I tell you, it is one of the best ways to create a long-term wealth, which is something that till today I am doing. It is for this reason that I'm continuing to invest, or I continue buying shares, buying ETFs, because I want to continue building wealth over time. So on this video today, I want to give you a 6 step-by-step guide on how you can start investing in the stock market this year in 2025. So these steps will make it easier for you, or will just give you a foundation. And by the end of this video, my intention is to obviously make you to understand what it's all about and how to go about it when you want to invest into the stock market or buy shares. Now, without wasting any more of your time, the first thing that is very important, critical for you to invest into the stock market is, number one, educate yourself. Before you do any business, before you do anything outside of your career or outside of your comfort zone, the first thing that you know to do, you know that you need to educate yourself. Same goes with the stock market. You need to learn the basics, understanding stocks, bonds, ETFs, and other investment products. This is what will get you to the next level, and this is what will lead you into starting building wealth for yourself and your family. You need to familiarize yourself with the stock market, learn about the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and other global markets like the New York Stock Exchange, Australian Stock Exchange, and the others, and be able to see the opportunities. Because once you familiarize yourself with this, it will be easier for you to identify opportunities and be able to diversify your portfolio. Now, step number 2 is to set your financial goals. Remember, anything that you want to do, being into starting your business, going into something, you need to set your financial goals. Why are you doing that? What is your risk tolerance? Are you conservative or willing to take risks? But in the stock market, you must know one thing. You can play it safe and still make money in the long term. But there are those that obviously take risks as investing in the stock market, like myself. I am more into buying growth stocks, and growth stocks, you know that they come with volatility. They're a bit riskier, but in terms of gains, in terms of profits, they can give you quite a huge profits as compared to going the normal route that is able to diversify your portfolio, like buying ETF or exchange traded funds. So you need to set your financial goals as you are investing into the stock market. Now, still on the second point of setting your financial goals, you need to set clear goals. What are you saving for? What are you investing for? Are you investing for a retirement? Are you investing for a down payment of something, be it a car, be it property, or a big purchase? You need to set a clear goal as to why are you investing in the stock market, or do you just plan to build wealth for your family for the long term? You must set a goal, and it must be very clear from the start. Why are you investing in the stock market? This is step number 2. Now, step number 3, you have to choose a brokerage account. There are quite a number of brokers that you need to obviously check which one are you comfortable with when it comes to using. And how you check this, obviously, you check how much do you pay on a monthly basis to run that account, or that brokerage account which you open either with your local broker or international broker, then compare. But ideally you would want, or as a beginner, you don't want to use a brokerage account that charges a lot, because remember, you are just starting. You might not have as much money, and therefore you want to pay as little as possible as you are using that brokerage account, which is why it will be important that obviously you choose the brokerage account based on the fees, the commissions, and the investment options. You need to choose and make sure that you can take their monthly fees or their transactional fees, and over and above that, you like the kind of investment options they have on the brokerage. That is also very important, because there are some brokers that when you open an account with them, you realize that there are some assets are not there, or some companies are not there on that broker. which is something that obviously you need to take into cognizance and make sure that all what you would want to buy is available through that broker you chose. And for tax benefits, you'll know that these brokerage accounts should have a TFSA, which is called a tax-free savings account, which most people are doing, or they invest into this for retirement, right? Because you want to make sure that by the time you retire, you have as much money as possible. This is the account that obviously you are just buying exchange traded funds, which will help you to not see even much volatility, because these exchange traded funds are basically a basket that owns obviously quite a number of shares. Instead of you going to buy one share that will lead into volatility in your portfolio, you are buying a basket of shares by just buying one ETF, which is something that it's pretty good. I'll make an example. When you buy an ETF of the S&P 500, you are basically buying the top 500 companies in America or in the US, which is great because even the volatility there, if one company is to plunge down, it does not have much impact onto the entire ETF, which is something that is great, and it gives you a diversification of your portfolio. That is a good way, in fact, to diversify your portfolio. Local JSE Top 40, also there you are buying top 40 companies in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, which again, even if one company is to drop, one company is to spike, you don't get much movement or you don't get much volatility, because it is one of 40 companies. It is one on the S&P 500 of 500 companies. So it gives you that comfortability to be able to do it the right way. But one thing that I like exchange traded funds is that whether you buy it now, you buy it tomorrow, you buy it next year, the trend is always going up. If you are to zoom out, you'll notice that it is always rising. It is always going up, and that guarantees you that you will make money, guaranteed. Whether some people might be saying the S&P 500 is too overpriced right now, and even if you buy now, at the end of the day, you will see your returns going up. Yes, it might drop. Yes, it might do what in the next coming 2-3 months, but in the long term, you will forever make money, which is something that is great, because that is one of the simplest ways you can take yourself to financial freedom. Now, step number 4, you need to fund your account, right? Once you find that brokerage, you need to fund your account, transfer money from your bank into that brokerage account, and start buying shares, start buying ETFs, bonds, and all the other asset classes that are available in that brokerage account. What other people do is that they set monthly investments plan where they automate their investments, meaning that each and every month they are adding, let's say to the JSE Top 40, they are adding a certain amount each and every month. They are able to set that so that they can at least avoid being emotional on their investing journey, which is actually pretty good. Especially as a beginner, you want to do this so that at least you develop discipline, right? Which is something that is great. Now, step number 5, diversification of your portfolio. Diversify your portfolio. Don't just put your eggs onto one basket, or don't just put your eggs into stocks. Stocks are volatile and can be quite risky. Remember, I was telling you just now that if you invest into an ETF like the JSE Top 40, you are quite certain that you will continue seeing it going up, because it does not depend on one company, or the movement of that ETF does not depend on one company, but it depends on what the majority of the companies are doing. And if one is dropping, majority of them are rising, or if maybe 10 are dropping, 30 are rising, it means that the share price of the JSE Top 40 or of that ETF or index will go up, which is something that, of course, that will bear you fruit. So don't just buy. In fact, as a beginner, because you won't know that much, you need to buy ETFs like the JSE Top 40, S&P 500, because these ones, they just track the top companies in a country. Top 40 tracks the top 40 companies in South Africa. S&P 500 tracks the top 500 companies in the US, which is something that is great. And with that, like I told you, the good thing is that the shares of those ETFs will forever be rising. Yes, they might drop, but the trend is always up. If you zoom out, maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you'll notice that the trend is always on the rise. Regardless of what happened in the economy, regardless of what happened at that particular time, these ETFs were just on the rise, which I also like very much. I mean, there is no better way to diversify your portfolio than to buy ETFs or exchange traded funds, which personally I like doing this because there's no better way of diversifying your portfolio than adding or buying ETFs. Now, step number 6, you need to monitor and adjust. So every time you invest in the stock market, either buying stocks, ETFs, you need to obviously monitor how the performance of your portfolio, how are the stocks that you own in your portfolio or you have on your portfolio are performing. You need to do an analysis, you need to track their financial progress, how they are performing, and make a precise decision. There are some times where obviously you will need to readjust or start putting more money onto a certain stock, onto a certain ETF, because after your analysis you realize that maybe you need to increase your holdings or buy more of that, of course, a company of that ETF, which is always good. So you need to keep eye on your investments and regularly review your portfolio's performance. This will take you to the next level. I mean, one thing that personally, how I invest in the stock market is that obviously as I'm investing, like say 2024, there are quite a number of things that I learned when I was investing in the stock market, and this year I plan on improving or doing it in a different way, meaning that I never stop learning. Every time throughout these years that I've been investing on the stock market, I continue learning, I continue monitoring how the markets move, I continue seeing what impact stocks that I list in the stock exchange, what are some of the things that I need to also watch when I am investing in the stock market. These are some of the things that each and everywhere I am learning. I'm still learning. Yes, I might be doing this video, but I'm still learning like you. I've been in the game for quite some time, but you never stop learning, man. There are quite a number of things that you will get to be taught by the markets. Like this year, there are some things that I learned last year that this year I'm planning to implement to obviously avoid seeing some of the things I saw in my portfolio which I did not like. So learning never stops. Learning, it's one thing that will forever take you to the next level and get you to financial freedom. So yeah, man, I thought I'd give you this quick update. I know investing in the stock market can be tricky, but if you just follow these 6 steps that I gave you, I think you can be able to do it well. As a beginner, as an intermediate investor, I think this can work for you. Some of these things can work for you, and 2025 can be the year where you see your financial progress changing because you decided to put more time into getting to know about stock, what the stock market is all about. I mean, I can tell you this is just a summary, but if you don't go out there and study the markets, and obviously go and learn how to analyze companies and all that, you will get stuck, because you remember, for you to decide to buy a certain stock, you will need to know the performance of that stock. And I think I've covered this, a video that I've done some time back on this channel, I think last year, where I was telling you how to analyze companies. So you need to be able to analyze a company, but with ETFs it doesn't matter, I'm telling you, because at the end of the day the graph is always rising, which is a better way to start your investing journey in the stock market. So I just thought I'd give you these 6 key steps. Tell me what you think about them. I think they are great. They can take you to the next level if you are to practice, if you are to do some research. I'm telling you, you'll be building your long-term wealth, which your family will be proud of you, that you started this thing or you did this thing and paved the way for your family. That's all from me, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube when I drop more content. I'll see you on my next video, and God bless you all.